宿宿敵パドレスに6点差をつけられた絶望の深淵から、ドジャースが執念のノンストップ猛攻で12連続得点という奇跡の大逆転劇を演じ、現地メディアやレジェンド都市を驚愕させています。投打の歯車が狂った大ピンチをいかにして跳ね返したのか、現地放送席の鋭い戦術分析と興奮、冷めやらぬヒーローたちのインタビューでその真相に迫ります。ここからはその様子を字幕付きでご紹介します。
Sportsnet Dodgers brought to you by Mercury Insurance, John Hartung, Jerry Hairston Jr., and Oral Hershiser. That was quite the ride to begin a 4-game series and a season-long 10-game homestand. Dodgers fell into a 6-0 hole in the second inning of this game, but the offense did a great job of picking up Roki Sasaki, who struggled from the outset of this game. It's the fourth time in the last 9 games the Dodgers offense had 17 hits. They scored 12 consecutive runs. They win it 12-7, and an outstanding job, Jerry, by that bullpen covering the final 6 innings.
The bullpen was outstanding, no doubt, but the offense really set the tone. How about this offense? I mean, a relentless offense. Talk about passing the baton, hit after hit. Will take their base on balls as well. 12 runs on 17 hits. Outstanding.
You know, when they hit with runners in scoring position, you get 11 RBIs, you barreling balls up with mistakes. It's fun to watch. And you know what? This team has a lot of depth, right? We've said it about the injuries and how they cover for depth. Well, tonight, the depth showed up the whole time. The depth was out there with the bats in their hands.
A lot of heroes offensively. The Dodgers catcher, Dalton Rushing, was Dalton crushing again. He went 4 for 4 with his 10th home run, 4 runs batted in. He's standing by with Kirsten Watson.
Dalton, you guys were down early in this game. The score was 6-0, but inning by inning, you guys just grinded your way back and battled back. What does it just say about this team and how you guys were able to get things going offensively and pick up the win?
It was fun. We kind of kick-started in the second a little bit, got a little bit of life. Then we held them third and fourth, and then as we kind of had the big inning in the fourth and fifth, it kind of just all right. Everyone started clicking. We took advantage of a bullpen. It's a little taxed, and yeah, it was a good offensive night for sure for everyone.
The big swing for you early. How does that just set the tone for you when you look at your plate appearances this evening?
Yeah, it's to boost the confidence. You feel ready to go for the next 3, 4, however many you get. Anytime you can start your day off like that, it's going to be a good day.
You mentioned the bullpen. How important was it for them just not only to kind of keep their pace, but to keep you guys in this game?
Yeah, everyone knew they had a job. 3 outs, 6 outs, whatever it was, and they threw the ball well. Once we got a lead, it became a little more comforting to give everyone the ball and just let them just kind of go do their thing.
Dalton, it's not easy to see a team so quickly after the 3-game set over the weekend in San Diego. How important, though, is it for you guys just to set the tone of this 4-game series against the Padres?
Yeah, it's division rivals, regardless of how many games, whoever's back. We want to take advantage of every time we play those guys and give us the best chance to win the division as early as possible.
Dalton, congratulations on this win and congratulations on a great performance offensively tonight.
Thank you.
Largest come-from-behind win of the season for the Dodgers. They were down 6-0 in the top of the second inning. But then, Oral, that offense, it just exploded. And we heard Dalton Rushing say it started there in that second inning, goes deep for a 2-run shot, and the Dodgers just kept chipping away. And then they started piling on.
Yeah, you know, the Padres over the last 6 years have never lost. They've only lost once, a 6-run lead. And so all of a sudden the Dodgers have done it here tonight. And this lineup is absolutely amazing. When you think about watching these guys hit and you're down on the scoreboard, there was no pressing. They continued to have professional at-bat after professional at-bat. And that just grinds down a staff. It grinds down the starter. It grinds down the relievers. And you know what? Every hit, every swing, Jerry, they gain confidence that they're going to come back.
I came up with the Baltimore Orioles in the late 90s. I got a chance to play against that three-peat Yankee team. This is what they would do. We'd score 4, 5, 6 runs. We feel good about ourselves. And before you know it, boom, hit after hit. Dodgers, 2 in the second, 2 in the third, 4 in the fourth. They were relentless. As soon as you thought you had a lead and you thought it was safe, no, not against this Dodger offense. Like you said, Oral, at bat after at bat, passing the baton, they put together professional at bats, and that's what championship teams do. No matter what, they're never out of it. I don't care if you throw up a touchdown with a missed field goal, you still have a chance when you have Matthew Stafford, Shohei Ohtani, Freddie Freeman, Dalton Rushing, and the boys.
They put up a cool dozen runs in the first game of this 4-game series. They beat the Padres 12-7. Let's send it upstairs. Check in one final time with Joe Davis and Jessica Mendoza.
Well, the Dodgers trailed this game 6-0 in the middle of the second. They wound up winning it in blowout fashion 12-7, but it is the largest comeback win in 4 years for them.
Yeah, and you got to love the fact that there was the response that they had, because you felt like 6 runs put up. Here we go. It's going to be a Padres game, and then you see 1 through 9 in this offense. First of all, score those couple runs in the second, and then keep on putting it on. And it was every single hitter, including Tommy Edman at the bottom, all the way up to Shohei Ohtani at the front.
I was going to say I was going to pick somebody, but you leave somebody out if you do that. For you, who stood out in this game?
I really like Kyle Tucker. I mean, his at-bats, his ability to go both sides of the field. We saw him hit a double down the right field line, down the left field line. There's been a lot of conversation of his struggles early on in this season. Big game for him, big week for him. You're starting to see that bat click the way you know it can.
All right, so the Dodgers keep on rolling. They start off this 10-game homestand with a 12-7 win over the Padres.
And it was a great way for the Dodgers to start the final homestand before the All-Star break, a season-long 10-game.
Didn't play out. Thankfully, it played out the way I didn't expect, or the way it started. You know, they were on everything Roki threw. You could see it. You know, everything. And so we're going to do a little dive, and I don't know if he was tipping his pitches, but they were on everything. So we're going to look at that. But outside of that, you know, Roki, for me, is just keep your confidence up. And, you know, he had a great May. So let's just get back to, you know, competing and making pitches. And then the bullpen was fantastic tonight. Every single one of those guys was really good out there. And then obviously the offense came up big. And just getting production from Tucker, Rush, you know, Mookie, obviously swinging the bat the way he is, and just up and down the lineup, really good. Yeah, it's not a good feeling, but I like the way we just kind of stayed the course and didn't try to, you know, get it all back in one inning. You know, we just kept, you know, chipping away and getting 2 here, 1 here, 4 there, by way of good at bats. You know, I really think that, you know, we talk about chasing pitches out of the zone and getting pitches we want to hit, and we did exactly that. Tonight was a clinic.
Roki, how much of that is kind of a hazard of facing the same team 2 starts in a row, possibly like having something going on where guys can sort of pick something up on what you're kind of doing out there?
I think some of that, but I just think that, you know, they were just on a lot of stuff. So, but yeah, there is a little bit of adjustment that you need to make, but you look at some of the pitches that they weren't good pitches either. So still got to make good pitches.
The fastball velo is a little higher than it was earlier in the season, but a little lower these past 2, I think. Are you digging into that at all?
We'll probably look into everything, but I really don't think it's the fastball velocity per se. I think there's other variables that are leading to, you know, the lack of punch or swing and miss, and also the hard contact.
What did you make of his last 4 starts overall, and kind of will he start again next week? Is that even something you guys are part of, like the deep dive that you do with him?
He's going to start next week. I just don't think right now we have another alternative. And, you know, it's a good lesson for him to keep going and try to fight through this.
All right, Dave Roberts confirming that Roki Sasaki will be making his next start. Or it's been such a turnaround for him, because in May it looked like he'd really turned a corner in his career. Had several really, really good starts, but his last 4 starts, he's given up 19 runs in 17 innings. What do you think's going on with him right now?
Well, you know, when we compliment good pitchers, great pitchers, we talk about their location. We talk about how the depth of their breaking ball and how sharp it is, and we talk about the tunneling effect. He's not doing any of that right now. His location is poor. His hitters counts, he's in all the time. And when he's throwing the breaking ball, the splitter right now, it's up and it's not sharp. We've seen him really, really good, and the potential for him to be really, really good is still there. But right now, he is struggling to execute pitches. When your best stuff is a ball and your worst stuff is a strike, it's not a really good combination. And he needs to find it in his execution. I don't think it's in his head. I don't think it's a confidence issue. I think it's in a repeat the delivery issue and repeat it correctly. The foundational pieces of a delivery are in your legs. Your upper body responds to what your lower body does. He's got to find a way to repeat his lower body movements so that then his ability and his potential can come out from the upper body.
Oral just did a brilliant job of describing, obviously, his delivery, his mechanics as a pitcher. I will take it from a hitter's perspective. We know, as hitters, when he is on, he is elite. He's absolutely nasty. But we also know, as a hitter, you can walk up there. If he's not on, I can walk up there and take 3 pitches, and I'm going to be sitting 2-1, maybe 3-0 when he's not on. I'm not even looking for the corners. I'm looking for something up in the middle of the plate. Big leaguers hitters, when they look like that, it seems like, you know, could he be tipping pitches? I don't know. He may be. But when a guy is off like that, they're hunting middle. Whether it's a fastball or a breaking ball that doesn't have a whole lot of bite. You saw that breaking ball that Jackson Merrill hit. That had no bite. It just sat like a T. Big league hitters are going to square it up. So hopefully, Roki finds his mechanics. And if he does find his mechanics like he did a couple months ago, he can be elite. He's too talented to be struggling for this long.
When you listen to hitters talk, they, against a great pitcher, a good pitcher that has command, they have to start cutting the plate in half, or they have to cut to say, I'm looking low or I'm looking high. Jerry's sitting here saying, I'm just going to look middle, and I'm probably going to be in a 2-1, 3-1 count or a 2-0 count. So you're looking to, it becomes like batting practice almost. It's like I'm not swinging unless it's right in my zone, and I'm looking middle.
It's actually better than batting practice. You know why? Because the pitcher supplies the power. Seriously, sometimes in BP, you got to generate power because he's only throwing 50 miles an hour. This guy's throwing 92 over the top, center cut. You just throw the barrel at, and it'll jump.
Good thing for the Dodgers, their offense picked up Roki Sasaki tonight with those 12 runs. They win at 12-7 on a win at 12-7. Great night for the offense, as we mentioned. Kyle Tucker's now reached base in his last 9 consecutive plate appearances, 4 for 4 tonight, and he's speaking with the media.
Well, Kyle, first I just want to ask you about that play that Andy Paz made in center. Obviously, as an outfielder, can you just describe how challenging it is just reading that ball and then ultimately making that play?
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, made a really nice catch. I went and saw the replay. He's turned around, put his head down right away, ran into the wall. Turned back around, was able to find the ball and make a really good catch right there. So that was a huge play, a huge out.
So for you offensively, yesterday, the 4 walks, today, the 4 hits plus another walk. This is who you are at the plate. This is kind of when guys talk about you, the makeup that you have. Do you feel like you're finally getting back to your true self offensively?
Yeah, I mean, the last 4 games felt a lot better. Saw the ball really well, put the barrel on the ball, barreled up some balls. Even some of the outs that I had in Sacramento, I was fine with. So, I mean, swing feels a lot better. And definitely, even my takes have been a lot better. So I'm happy with those.
Controlling the zone is what stood out to him. Do you feel like it's more swing or approach that's kind of like these last couple days?
A little bit of both. I mean, like previously, like early in at bats, like if I was swinging, I'd foul it off. Recently, I've just been able to put the barrel on the ball a little bit better. So kind of a little bit of both in the sense that, if they throw it on the corners or right off the edge, like I'm able to take them. But when they do come over the plate with a pitch, I'm able to, put it in play and been able to barrel it up recently. So a little bit of both with that.
Is there anything you can kind of put a finger on that's allowed you to take these better at bats and do this?
Just seeing the ball a lot better, kind of clean up my swing a little bit. It's more in playing, timing, and everything. So just trying to continue that, making consistent. I've done a good job at that over the last 4 games.
You guys are down 6 runs in the second inning. How tough is it to just kind of stick to your approach and not try to get it all back in 1 inning or 1 at bat?
Mm-hmm. I mean, as a team overall, we feel like we're never, out of a game. Even down 6 early, I mean, Roki was able to get through, the 4 innings and still give us about 100 pitches right there. So him able to do that, and then the offense kind of coming around and just chipping away every single inning, putting up 2 runs, 1 run, 3 run, 4 runs, just kind of keeping the line moving and having good at bats down the line. So if you're able to do that day in and day out, you'll be in a good spot.
Dodgers offense, incredible, 17 hits, 12 runs, but Oral, you got to give it up for the bullpen as well. What they did over 6 innings after Roki struggled through the first 3.
You can finish off games with the bullpen, which they did, but you got to keep the team in the game to let them come back, and they did a masterful job. Will Klein with a couple of innings, and everybody else pretty much pitched in. It was a fun night to watch the bullpen come in and get it done.
I know we've talked to Tanner Scott, we talked to Alex Vesia, Blake Trinan, the rest of the guys. They talk about even if they're down like they were, hold the opposition at bay and let them swing the bat.
All right, coming up next, Dodgers had 17 hits for the 4th time in their last 9 games. Only one of those hits was a homer, Jerry, off the bat at Dalton Rushing.
We're going to access 360. First pitch, 1-0. Fastball off the plate. He's going to get another fastball, but that's also off the plate. 2-0, you're going to sell out on a heater. You get it, but it's not to your liking. Okay, you're going to get a breaking ball 2-1. And Dalton Rushing, it is all over it. Love the short, compact swing. Great catch by the fan out there in right center field. Chipping away. It's 6-0, but after this swing, it's 6-2. Exit velo 104.5. And the idea 19 and 21. It's 20. It's perfect. 20-degree launch angle. Great swing there by Dalton Rushing. Great extension. One more look for the fan. Great concentration. Look at those manos. We got Dodger fans that can catch a baseball. Great concentration. Look at those manos. We got Dodger fans that can catch a baseball.
So it's going to be Shohei Ohtani, Oral back on the mound. Push back a couple days, so he'll be working on 8 days rest. What are you hoping to see out of the big show?
Just continue to throw strikes. If his blister's not bothering him, he has a dominant to throw strikes. If his blister's not bothering him, he has dominant to throw strikes. If his blister's not bothering him, he has dominant to throw strikes. If his blister's not bothering against this team, this is a bad offensive team you're playing.
Should be fun. Again, playing the Padres, show on the mound.
Tonight was a lot of fun as well for Jerry, Oral, and Kirsten on the mound. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow pregame at 6 o'clock.
今回のパドレス戦はまさにドジャースの層の厚さと王者としての底力を全米に見せつける歴史的な一戦となりました。確かにルーキーの佐々木は序盤からコントロールに苦しみ、元阪神のメカニクスが崩れたことで本来の武器であるスプリッターのトンネル効果を完全に喪失していました。結果として防御率などの投手成績を一時的に悪化させ、パドレス打線に真ん中の甘い球を仕留められたのは事実です。しかしこれほどの絶望的な展開からブルペン陣が完璧なゲームマネジメントで相手を封じ込め、打撃陣が不屈の精神でバトンをつなぐ猛攻を見せたことで、野手の守備に依存しない投手、本来リミットの安定感という観点からもドジャースのシステムがいかに強固であるかが証明されました。特にダルトン・ラッシングが放った打球速度100 5マイル角度に10度の完璧なバレルでの10号2ランやカイル・タッカーの9打席連続出塁という驚異的な活躍は、チームの出塁能力と勝利への貢献度を爆発的に押し上げる極上のパフォーマンスです。多くの主力が巻き相撲リストに根を連ねる過酷なシーズンにおいて、個人の調子に依存しないこの組織力こそが彼らが上昇軍団と呼ばれる理由に他なりません。次回はいよいよ豆の懸念を払拭した大谷翔平が中8日でマウンドに帰ってきます。この最強打線の援護を背に、彼がどのようなピッチングを見せてくれるのか、今から期待が膨らみますね。ここで皆さんに質問です。今回の絶望的な状況からチームを救ったドジャース打線の精神力、誠に素晴らしいものでしたが、次戦の大谷翔平の登板において皆さんが最も注目しているポイントは何ですか？ぜひ熱い意見をコメント欄にお寄せください。最後までご視聴いただき、ありがとうございました。佐々木の次回登板や大谷翔平への期待など皆さんの熱い予想コメントを待っています。この動画が面白いと思った方は、ぜひチャンネル登録と高評価をお願いします。それでは次回の動画でお会いしましょう。